Hello and welcome to Cold Wans. If you're not familiar with what Cold Wans is, it's a 5 minute cold plunge into the post plunge where we get to know our guest. Our guest is no other than Ben Gray today. On you come, mate.
What's happening?
So, have you ever done an ice bath before, mate?
Yeah, I've done it twice for you. Twice.
So he's got more experience than a lot of the folk that have been on this before, so hopefully the reaction's ideal.
Hopefully.
But anyway, let's get on with it, mate.
Anyways.
Whenever you're ready, mate.
And you're after you, mate.
Let's go then.
Oh,
There you go.
cold.
Focus on the breathing and we'll be good. Oh, this is always the best part, mate. It's always the best part.
What's this bit? Nah,
You're never prepared for an ice bath, never. As soon as you feel like you're ready to go, we'll start talking.
just start talking, mate. Just
Let's go then.
distract me.
So today's topic we're going to talk about is about routines and why people struggle to follow routines, because I feel like routines are one of these things where a lot of people say that they've got one, but they never actually follow one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
It's definitely one of those things where it's like very difficult to follow a really, really strict routine. So what do you think about, or why do you think there's so many difficulties maybe?
A lot of folk are different. A lot of folk find it easy. Me myself, I don't find it easy. I'll get into a routine, and then I'll be like one day where I'm like, just can't be arsed. Like, I'll just put me off for like the full week, and then if I get put off a routine, I just never end up going back to it. Like, there's been a few times where I used to go gym and stuff, and there was just one day where I was like, can't really be bothered getting up and going, or I just have a day off, and then those days off it ends up being like, I'll go tomorrow, and then I'll go tomorrow again. You never end up doing it. You end up falling out your routine. I just feel the minute you fall out your routine, that's you.
Aye.
And it's just a lot harder to get back into one.
I think another thing is like, there's so many people have so much packed into the routine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you overcomplicate a routine, and I think that's important not to do, because it's so difficult to get a routine right unless it's just like basic little things. If you're like really struggling to keep yourself afloat, right, and you're like, get up, make lunch, get up, do dinner, get up, go to the gym for an hour, whatever, like small little things, and you keep it very simple.
Yeah.
It can be very difficult to, like, for me, I do Muay Thai twice a day and boxing usually. On top of that, I also go to the gym and do condition training, and I have this to do and edit, and I got my job, and I'm currently it's like studying to become a PT. So I've got a lot of shit to pack into my routine. But the thing is, because I'm enjoying doing everything I'm doing right now, it's so much easier for me to do that. And I think it's about finding things that you enjoy to put into your routine.
Yeah, 100%.
I think a lot of people try and push themselves in too many different directions, and then it all just falls in and collapses on them all at once.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of folk, as I said, find it easier, but I'm starting to get back into one where I've got a job, but hours are being cut down. So I've managed to find another part-time job. So I'll be working two, and I've got football every Thursday or Wednesday and a Sunday. So I should try to work around it as well, and have time to go and do stuff at the weekends and everything.
Aye. I mean, yeah, that's important. Like, luckily for me, with all my routine, I cut out my going out and drinking and stuff like that, because I'm not really into that shit anymore. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with folk doing that, you know what I mean? I'll never be against it, because I was there and I enjoyed doing it at a point, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But having that extra time is why I have enough time to do what I do.
Yeah, 100%.
If I had been going out, socialising all the time and stuff like I used to, there's no way I'd have enough time to do what I do right now. I'd also have a little bit less effort, because I like the comfortability of drinking. That's why I stopped, because it makes me too comfortable as myself. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, no. Routine is one of these things where you have to get it so right for it to work, and that's the bottom line of it. You know what I mean? You can't overcomplicate it. You can't oversaturate kind of what you're putting into your day.
Yeah.
You've only got so much time in a day at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And 24 hours disappears very quickly when you start to do
100%,
things.
yeah.
Like, you'll find it's not even really 24 hours. It's, say, 18 hours, because you have to sleep, or even more than that, maybe 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
And that time disappears. It dissipates so fast that sometimes it can be hard to kind of even keep the basics in line. Like, there's definitely days that I've woke up and been like, oh, where's my day gone? I've not had lunch.
Yeah,
Oh,
hundred
where's my
percent. Yeah,
breakfast gone? You know what I mean? All these things, and it just depends how your day is from the get go. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's like starting your day, like try to get up at bed in the morning, like if you've had like a crappy sleep or whatever. Like try to get up at bed in the morning, it's just a nightmare. Like I'm quite a late morning guy, so I'll go to bed late, wake up late, and see try to do everything in your day that you've got planned because you're waking up late. It's just it never works.
But I mean, I suppose it's one of those things though. You can't always control sleeping and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
a lot of things in life kind of change the way you sleep, change the way you're gonna wake up and stuff. It's all about where you are in your life at the time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's and that can be very deepened. So like, but our time's about to run out, so
Oh
let's not
God.
deepen it. Unless we'll talk about this more in the next part. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the water and we'll see you in the post plunge warm up where it's a little bit less wet, a little bit more warm. Right, so then we're into the post plunge warm up. If you've never watched Cold Wans before, then the post plunge warm up is basically where we just get to know our guest properly. Um, so it usually starts with two main questions. It kind of asks about their past, and then we ask about kind of what they have for goals in the future. So we'll start off with the first question for you, and this is just to get the ball rolling. If we don't end up talking about it for long, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what's happened in your life leading up to this moment?
Absolute roller coaster, mate.
Oh, actually,
Absolute roller coaster. Younger, never done well in school, so obviously never gonna end up with a great job. Well, especially not at this age. Pretty much got told at school, look, you're not gonna get any further with this, so you may as well leave. And I got the exact same at college, so I got thrown out of both. And for there, I've just kind of job bounced. I've not had many, but I've never managed to stick at one for a long period of time. And I feel that's just I've never really settled with anything that I've done previous to this. But I feel like now I've settled into one job, but hours are getting cut down because the summer holidays are now finished. So I'm having to pick up an extra job just for like the extra wee bit of cash in hand on the side. But as far as stable goes, I'd say it was stable going now. I'm happy with that. I now wouldn't change anything. But yeah, from like before now, it's an absolute mess.
well, I mean, to be fair, life when you're young, like remember you're life when we're this young is actually it's acceptable for things like this to happen, though, and I kind of understand where you're coming from with the whole like didn't do well in school because I didn't do well in school
Nah, I
either.
don't think anybody really did.
Oh yeah, that's probably a normalised thing for Livingston, isn't it? So we've not got the best education going about. So, but I mean, it's also I think, did you struggle a lot with maybe being in the wrong place at the wrong time when you were younger as well? Because that's
100%.
yeah.
I wouldn't even say when I was just younger. I'd say up until like a year ago probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was always caught in the wrong crowds and I never really done well for myself. I've always kind of like followed into the wrong footsteps of like my pals or just the wrong folk in general and got myself in quite a bit of trouble with folk and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as you cut all that out, I just feel like your life's just becomes so much easier.
I was gonna say because I'm pretty sure the first time I met you was
Was
in,
on a night out
yeah,
in GC.
yeah, it was at GC. Then we went back to
To Nathan's.
Yeah, Nathan's house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't 100% sure, and I was like, no, I'm 100% sure that's where I met you.
Yeah.
And then now that I saw you again, it was like it started ringing alarm bells. But yeah, you look like you're doing a lot better for yourself. Because even then, well, I mean, I wasn't doing well for myself then either. To be fair, I was in some state, but yeah, you do look like you're doing a lot better for yourself, man. It's good. I wasn't sure how the first interaction would be when I saw you, but happy chappy, man, and I love that. That's a good way
Always,
to be.
always.
Yeah, man, you need to try and keep the kind of good vibes going in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
It's not a forgiving place if you've got only bad things to say,
Yeah.
if you could say so. But yeah, I mean, you've answered that pretty well. Like it's good to get an insight from people where like you don't like. Well, it's not as much about expectance, but it's more some people aren't willing to just kind of blurt out what's happened in their life. Some folk want to try and put like a shadow over it because they don't want to seem like a burden to the life or something, or just like a bad person in general. But it doesn't make you a bad person talking about it, you know what I mean? It's actually, if anything, it makes you a better person because it shows your willpower to kind of change who you are and what you're willing to do to change as well. But outside of that, what have you got any plans within like the next 5 years of moving on with your life, and have you got anything that you're planned?
I just want to get an ongoing stable job first. That's probably first in mind. Get myself going, start saving again. That's always been an issue with me. I've never been able to save money, and any time I do, I'm like, oh, I can just dip in here and I'll put it back, and oh, I can do this, do that, and you never end up putting the money back.
Yeah.
So I end up like with nothing, and then overdrafts start coming in. You send money in them, you end up in debt because you can't get your overdraft and all that stuff. So first, it's a stable job, and then I'm 23 next month, so I'm want to start looking at moving out soon. But obviously, that would entail a full-time stable job and a decent income. But yeah, that's about it.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say I didn't know you were 23 to be fair, but then it makes sense because Nathan was older than me. I mean, I'm only 21, but 23. I think that the biggest thing is nowadays, especially with like the way the economy is, buying a house is so difficult.
Oh, it's difficult.
Like even at 23, even at 24, even if you've got a proper job, like even if you're fully settled, getting a house is already still difficult.
100%.
No matter what. So the fact that you're even like considering that at your age and you've not even got a stable job and you're like still a bit confused about where you want to be is actually, it's good because that's kind of, you've got that goal set, and that goal being set is important because if you didn't have that goal set, then you'd be stuck in your house for the rest of your life.
Oh,
More than likely. You know what I mean? And it's easy to get comfortable. Like luckily for me, this is my family house, but I got lucky with like them working their ass off to get like this. Yeah. So now I can do stuff like this. This could maybe never go anywhere, but this could also be a career. You never know these things, you know what I mean? Yeah. Until you keep fighting for it. So I got lucky that I've got like these other little areas that I can work with. I can do things like this. And then they're also very open-minded about me doing things like this as well because like they don't have a fucking clue who you are. And I've just invited you to my house, exactly. But that's good because like there'll be a lot of folk out there be like, nah, I don't feel comfortable with that. But they feel comfortable in just believing in what I've got to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's important. Like if you don't have those things, it can be more difficult as well. But like, why was it that you've struggled to have a job? Is it just kind of? Is it literally just because?
It's just interest. Like if I don't get on with folk, or like, for my first job I was there for quite a while, but I was young and I just worked, so it didn't really bother me. But I was there for 3 years, and then I was a manager there for I think it was 14 months or something like that. And but then again the hours started getting cut down, so I couldn't afford to do anything. I was getting like small payments and stuff, so it was like I just wanted something new. And then I went on to working night shift in a warehouse, which I enjoyed that work. Like that work doesn't bother me at all. Money was really good and stuff, but then I started falling out with like the higher management. So I decided to leave there, and then I went to work for Scott's Pallets or something with Nathan, but I really didn't enjoy that kind of work. I was like, alright, I don't mind like working for my money, but I just didn't enjoy that job at all. And then I got a hand injury, so I ended up losing that job because I didn't pass my probation.
Yeah.
And I was jobless for about 4 months, and that was really difficult. Like that was like hard. Couldn't do anything. Like all my parents are going to do this, whatever, and I'm just stuck in the house. Luckily enough, girlfriend supplied quite a bit for me, so thankful for that. But it was really hard. And then again, Nathan got me into a job, and I'm in a flat just now, but obviously hours are cut back down with the schools going back, so we're shut 2 days a week.
Right.
So I'm only going weekend work. But it is what it is now. It's a source of income, but I want like full-time stable income coming in.
I mean that's it's kind of needed nowadays, especially like everything's so expensive as well. Like you need to kind of have that good steady income coming in, and a high income or like a continuous income job is actually really important.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a wee blooper. Like I can't lie, that's quite funny. Can't believe the recording just stopped. Sorry guys. But yeah, I mean, it's a good having Like, have you got any? A lot of people have goals where it's like it's kind of unreachable almost. Do you
Yeah.
have any unreachable goals that you like use to kind of push you forward? Because for me, my unreachable goal would be something like, I don't know, making millions from this podcast or something. But then that just drives me to keep pushing this podcast.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's not, it might be viable, but it's not viable right now or in a
Yeah.
year or in 2 years. But you never know. Like, imagine having a career where you just sit and talk to people for money.
That'd be so easy.
Exactly.
It'd be brilliant.
Exactly. That's the fucking dream, man. You know what I mean? And for someone like me, that's like, even when I was in my worst, I still enjoyed talking to people and helping people.
Yeah.
So being able to do this in my best or my prime, where I am right now, that would be amazing. Like, but
Yeah.
it's all things to think about. But yeah, have you not got any little goals that you think of, or is that the job, just the safe job, your main goal?
A safe job's probably the main goal just
Yeah.
now, but the unthinkable would probably, I don't know really. Just make lots of money.
Yeah, I suppose
But, like,
that's
mine was always football. Like, I'm really like good for football and end up going pro and all this stuff. But it never really happens. And then when you get past the age of 18, it's really hard for you to get picked up by somebody good.
yeah.
Yeah, I got offered scholarships and stuff and turned down. Like I had three, but I turned down all three. And to be honest, it's one of my biggest regrets not going. But then at the same time, like if I'd went, I wouldn't have made the memories that I've made back here, or made the pals, or done any stuff that I've done back here. You know what I mean? So like, that kind of balances out.
Yeah, you can have to cut your losses in situations
Yeah.
like that. To be fair, because I can understand like why. Well, if there's a scholarship we're doing in America, yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand why you wouldn't want to go to America. I've got someone that was at my school, Keegan. He went to America and he's doing really well right now. He had a scholarship, but I think it's a big jump if you were to go completely
Yeah.
change your friend group, completely change your way of living. It's a completely different animal over there as well.
Yeah,
It's
100%. It's scary over there, like.
it's exactly. It's not quite here, but I don't know, man. See, the thing is, I think a lot of people probably have those regrets in life, but like you say, the memories are just as important, and I
Yeah.
completely agree with that. Like I say, like earlier, where I was like, oh, I don't really drink in that, but if I didn't drink when I did drink, I wouldn't have made the friends and the memories and the people that I met in my time.
Yeah.
Like, those were all really key parts of my life. Even if I now look back and go, oh, I was an idiot for doing some of the things I done, or blah, blah, blah. It's those situations in your life, or those times where you kind of realise how important it is that did happen when it did.
Yeah.
And you met the people you did. And, like, obviously, once I started doing stuff like this, like, I saw a lot of my friends, or, like, the people I was kind of seeing then just disappear or dissipate.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
but it happens, you know what I mean? You need to kind of expect that when you're doing something that maybe they don't think's that interesting, or maybe you are doing something that they're not really that interested in themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it can also be quite socially. What's the word? Oh, it's like a whole thing with social media as well. Like, when you do things like this, you need to expect the worst out of people and expect the best out of people.
100%. Yeah.
Like, and it's a shame, because when I first went to do this, I had this big thought in my head that I was like, oh, it's just a lie. People don't leave. People will see past that. They'll still be there. But then when it happens, you then realise that everything that folks say up to that moment,
Yeah.
it's true. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you don't want to believe it, because like some of the people you trusted the most are the ones that leave first.
Yeah.
And it is a painful thing to go through, you know what I mean? Especially when it's someone like your best pals, or like folk that you really looked up to the whole way up to that point. But I suppose the main lesson in life to learn from situations like that is that everyone's not really there for your best interests.
Aye.
They're there for what they can take, or from maybe not what they can take,
They're
but
there for their own benefit, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're there for you to be kind of there at any point you need. Like, I was saying this to one of my pals, or I was also saying this on my podcast a couple of days ago. No, a couple of weeks ago. I was saying it was on Scott's one. That, like, there's people in my life now that will speak to me and they'll sometimes pop up and be like, oh, you're doing a really good thing, keep going, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere they'll disappear. And then out of nowhere they'll need a lift from somewhere, but they'll then pop back into my life for a bit. They'll be like, oh, can you give me a lift? And then they won't
Yeah.
talk to me. And as soon as they need a lift or something, they'll be back, and I'm like, but I don't give them anything anymore because
Yeah.
I've got too many things to be focusing on, and I know where I'm going in my life, and I need to stick with that. And like, my favourite part about doing this as well is the fact that like yourself, I get to bring folk like yourself on that are making a good change in yourself. You're really trying to push back against everything that's happened in your life. And now you're meeting someone like me that's also doing the same thing, and that's the best part because everyone that has been on this is either going through a hard time, or they're pushing back against a hard time, or they're maybe just wanting that confidence. You know what I mean? And it's an important thing. Like, Cold Wans might not be the biggest thing ever, but the fact that you're willing to come do this to help me out, first of all, so I've got an episode to put out, but to also help yourself out with something you're maybe not as comfortable doing, but you're still here to do it. And you're fucking showing up and you're talking and you're loving it, man. And that's the importance of these things. It's not about what people have to say about these episodes. It's not about what people have to say about who's on it. It's about the fact that there's two people like-minded that are willing to sit in a room, talk on a mic, just about shite.
Just chat a little rubbish, mate.
Like, it always comes back to Cold Wans for me, but it's because it's such an important thing in my life now, because this is genuinely what's made me. And it's maybe not going anywhere quite yet. Well, it's starting to move again, but it's maybe not going where I want it to go quite yet. But you have to put time in
It's a long
to see
process.
results. Yeah,
100%.
But yeah, I mean, are you gonna? What's have you got any other goals with football, or is it literally just like a kind of side thing now? Is it?
It's at the moment. It's not going to get any better than what I've got. You know, I'm playing Sunday League amateurs. Like, I've played at like the highest level that I can play at. Didn't enjoy it, so dropped back down. I really enjoy Sunday League. Like, it's a good laugh. Like, I've just signed for a new team, and it's just a good bunch of lads, and it's just a bit going and enjoying yourself, like having something to do. It's like something to look forward to as well. Like, the season started a couple of weeks back, and like I look forward to every Sunday being able to like go out and just play football. It's like going out and play football with your pals, and then when you win, it's like a massive rush. You're like, oh, come on, like, we can keep going.
Yeah.
So like, it gives you like a push to go and do something as well. Like, we want to go and win the league and win the cups and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, some folk go and play and they don't care if they win or lose. They're just out to play football. But if you're passionate about it, then it's a lot different.
Yeah, I can see that. To be fair, I can see why higher level might not be as fun. Like, because
100%.
you'll meet some folk in there that are a bit too far. I can imagine. I mean, I even remember just from like school football when you got the folk that had been playing football for ages, and like you do the S5, S6 game or something, just something stupid, and they're like, "Come on, why are you not defending?" And I'm just like, I've never played football basic my whole life. I'm just here for fun, mate. You know what I mean? And I understand where the competition comes from. Like, football's a very competitive sport. I understand that, but for me, it's not competitive.
You can get it with coaches as well. Like, you'll get a lot of Sunday League coaches. Like, we had a game on Sunday, and their coaches were like demanding like so much for the players on the pitch and stuff. And it's Sunday League. Like, you're acting as if it's like a Champions League final. Like, any like one single wee mistake, that were like hounding them straight away.
Oh really?
And we're just kind of like, what's going on here? Like, we as the other team are like, what am I listening to? It's so off-putting for like a player. Like, I've been under a coach like that, and it's so off-putting. It puts you off wanting to even play.
I can imagine. I mean, you could argue that that's their job.
No, that's fine. Yeah. They're there to push you and like drill you, but there's a difference between like criticising you and like constructively criticising you. Whereas they're literally just like you are shite. But
yeah, I totally understand that. To be fair, I can't imagine anything worse than that as well. If you're just there to have fun,
it's awful.
But I mean, again, there'll be loads of folk that'll be like, oh, but you could argue that that's their job, and you're just like, yeah, I understand, like, that is their job, and I totally understand that. But like you're saying, if it's Sunday League and folk are there to have fun, obviously they're folk that are maybe a bit more serious, but they're having fun. If you're hounding your folk for silly little mistakes, and it's not, like you're saying, constructive feedback is the most important thing in anything. Like, if you can't be constructive but you've got feedback, there's no point of giving that feedback, because nobody wants to hear it. But if you're going to give them something that's going to help them develop and be better, understandable completely.
100%.
Like, again, I always end up back at this, but everyone that's ever mailed me about this or talking about these, it's always been constructive criticism. It's been like, I've never had any negative things about
Yeah,
these.
yeah, 100%.
It's more or less, unless folk are talking like word by word and I hear it, I'll hear folk talking about cold wans in a bad way and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But like, I get folk that mail me directly and they'll be like, oh, you should change this, you should change that, you should do this with the camera angle, you should do this, you should do that, change your audio setup, like, I don't know, just little things like that. And you're like, this is all things that cost money most of the time. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, they're coming. It's like more of when I'm willing to go. And I've obviously been willing to go now because I've got everything set up.
Yeah.
But back when I had first started, folk were like, oh, the quality's quite this, quite that. And I'm like, I've just started. And I
You were recording
understand.
everything just your phone, and
Yeah.
you didn't have the mics and everything.
Yeah.
You're starting off.
Yeah.
So,
And you got to start somewhere.
yeah.
It always
You start with
starts
nothing.
somewhere.
So
Exactly. And I mean, I'm not going to fucking send force like £700 into a setup
yeah.
on the first day of me doing it, you know what I mean? Because you never know where these things are going to go. But I felt like it was maybe right 5 or 6 months down the line where I'm like sitting here still doing it. I'm like, maybe I should
Yeah.
just invest a bit into it now, because you're kind of just recording the same stuff, putting it out, no one's really seeing it. But now, like, minute I bought these mics, 2K views,
I've seen
instead
that.
of like the 170 like average.
Yeah.
That is a crazy difference, you know what I mean? And obviously I've been putting more effort in them, like thumbnails are different, the actual quality of the chats are better, the way that it's recorded and set out and edited better. But it's like that one leap has now took me to another like completely different
100%,
height.
mate, yeah.
And that's what everyone needs to start doing for themselves. They need to start taking the leap and finding new heights for themselves, because that's the most important thing in life. And it's the thing that nobody does. The hardest thing
Yeah.
for people to do. It's a crazy thing, man. You know what I mean? I totally understand why folk struggle in those ways, and 100% I'm always there for it, and like I completely understand. But people say so many things but don't take action, and it's so upsetting to see, because if you don't take the action that you want to take, you'll never see the rewards that you have to reap for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, again, I know it's hard, and I know life can get ahead of you, and I know that things fall through and you can't always stay on track, and that is completely and utterly fair. And I'm not gonna speak like I'm some special person for what I do. I'm not. I'm just an average guy as well. But I'm just saying, like, the rewards that you get from just putting yourself out there and going for it. Stop caring about what people think. Stop caring about what people see in you, and start caring about your future and what you've got to give, because everybody has so much to give.
Yeah.
Whether you think it or not, you do. And that's just the truth.
So I'm the same. It's just I couldn't care what people say. Like, you can sit there and rip me all you want. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna laugh at you. Like, you're wasting your time taking the piss out of me for what I want to do. If anything, you're the one wasting your time. I don't care. But like I'm so laid back and chilled about it. It's just I just don't see why folk do it.
I know, like,
It's just it's almost like some folk will be like, they'll do it in jealousy. They'll be like, oh, like sit and take the piss at you, but they'll be like, oh, actually maybe like I want to do what he's doing, but then they'll take the piss at you because they can't do it. You know what I mean? So like,
I've actually had that before. Like, I've had folk to my face be like, oh, you're embarrassing for doing this, doing that. And I'm like, but you wouldn't do it.
yeah, you've not got the balls to come and do it.
Exactly.
Like,
One of the hardest things about anything in like social media is posting you being yourself.
yeah,
It's very easy for folk to put a video together that's got some generic popular voicing behind it, but just have you doing things. But see, when you're willing to put your voice out there and your own emotions and your own self, that's where it gets scary, because folk will be straight on that,
yeah.
straight on that to give whatever they want to say back about it. Luckily, I've not had any of that, but it's like those people that turn around and tell you they're embarrassing, or you tell you you're embarrassing, sorry, they're the ones that are jealous that you're willing to do things that no one else is.
yeah,
And it's a shame, because those same people are usually the people that you trusted the most at one point in your life.
at some point, yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Like, regardless on whether you still think that about them or whether you think highly of them still, it is always the people that at one point in your life you did trust so much.
Yeah.
And it really opens your eyes though. And that's the crazy part about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can never trust people fully, because folk will always be jealous. Folk will always find
Yeah.
a way around it. Folk will always find a way to worm their way into your life when you finally make it. You know what I mean?
You don't realise that until you let like folk like that go as well. So like, obviously I know a lot of folk, but I've got like a couple of small different pal groups and stuff. But as soon as you let go of like the ones you barely speak to or the ones you always used to go out with and like get in trouble with and all that, as soon as you drop them out your life, you just feel so much better. Like everything's all easier. You're in less trouble. Like everything just gets better, pretty much.
Yeah.
But you don't realise that until you get rid of these folk. But you don't know that they're like that until you actually get rid of them.
Yeah.
So
It's like a weight off your shoulders almost.
yeah, 100%.
And I think another thing that I really struggled with when I was kind of really involved with going out and being like kind of being a very big people pleaser was like I was so easy to fall to peer pressure.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about me because now I wouldn't be like that. It's like it's almost I don't know what was wrong with me then. It's maybe not wrong with me as such because I think a lot of people fall to peer pressure. It's a very common thing, but it's like the people you surround yourself with should never make you fall to peer pressure because they should care about your thoughts and feelings to what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if you've got people in your life right now that are telling you to do things that you don't want to do, but they're almost forcing you to do it, that's the people you should be cutting out, not the people that day and night will mail you out of nowhere, stick by your side, kind of comfort you when you need it the most. You know what I mean? The most important friends in your life are the folk you never expect as well, because
Yeah.
it'll be the people that you'll be sitting there and they'll reckon that they'll just realise there's something wrong with you, and they will out of nowhere just mail you maybe and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And like those "are you okays" are more important than someone pretending that they care.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be a big conversation. Like the most important thing in life is just asking people like questions, little questions, and that's something that's not. It's not normalized enough nowadays. Like nobody talks about things like this. Like mental health is fallen so under a rug to the point where people don't care, and it's more about the next trend or this thing on social media or that thing on social media or these clothes that have just came out or this. You know what I mean? And it's not about people. The most important thing in life should be people because we all thrive together, we all live together, and we all adapt and evolve together. But you can't do that if you're not caring about us as a whole. You know what I mean? As a
Yeah.
collective. So like that's why I'm so pushy towards mental health as well, because mental health is almost one of the biggest things that take people's lives, especially around here.
Yeah.
Like I know within the last like year or so, like there's been a good like handful of people that I've known, maybe not personally, but like within maybe my past or maybe not even my past, just in speaking about that have took their own lives, and it's one of those things that nobody really talks about enough. And when they do talk about it, I was watching a video and it was like when you pass away, blah blah blah, everyone will start to forget about you, and within the month, like you're actually just you're not maybe completely forgotten about as such, but you're gone basically. Like you've died, you're gone. Like
Yeah.
the memories are gone. Even if you've made something of yourself, even if you spent all your life just doing nothing but money, or you disappear eventually. So why spend your whole life only chasing money? Why spend your whole life wasting time not spend it with the people you love? And why not make something of yourself as well? Why care what people say? Because when you're away, like once you pass away, mate, that's it. Once they pass away, that's it. None of these memories. The thing is, right, you see all these people on social media as well that'll go into like the middle of a shopping centre and do some stupid shit, right? But like the thing is, who cares? Like
Yeah.
unless as long as you're not like actually doing something that is affecting everybody around you. If you're going into like do some stupid video of you dancing in the middle of a centre, those things go viral because it's people just being themselves in front of anybody because they don't care.
Yeah.
And you have to remember also, people aren't going to remember this. Is it raining?
Yeah, it is, yeah, I can see what it said.
I was gonna
I
say
wondered
it.
that as well.
I could hear it in my headset because the mics are really fucking. They're good at picking up stuff. You won't hear it in the recording, like, but oh, what? Well, look how we
Passion
done.
didn't like.
Yeah, look how we done the ice bath when we did that, man.
More
Jesus. But yeah, it's like these things go viral because us as humans, like the way our brains work, we're social animals. You know what I mean? So when you see somebody going out there and doing things that we're all capable of doing, but folk are just so scared because they're anxious,
Yeah.
they're depressed, there's all these like different emotions that are going through your head at that time. that's why folk, they get so attached to these things, because they're like, I wish I could do something like that.
Yeah.
Even if it's stupid, you know what I mean? It's having the balls to do stuff like that as well. Like, I can openly say right now, I wouldn't have the balls to do some of the things that folk do in front of all these people.
Oh,
Like,
100% no, mate, no.
I'll happily sit here and talk to you. Not like, I know you, but I don't know you like that well.
Yeah.
But I'll happily sit here and talk to you, just us two, because it doesn't take much confidence to speak to someone one on one. It takes confidence knowing that this is going to go up though for you, and I'm glad that you're happy to sit here and talk. You know what I mean? That's good. But some of the things that folk do online, man,
It's mental. Yeah. Some of it's like stuff that folk do is just like that I couldn't do that.
yeah,
And they just don't get embarrassed about it either. But I've got second-hand embarrassment watching them doing it, and they just don't care.
exactly. And the thing is, though, you shouldn't even like. There should never be a point in your life where you have to be embarrassed by something like that.
Nah.
It's just more of a. I know for a fact if I'd done that, I would be sitting there red raw watching myself like, what am I doing?
100%.
Yeah. Like, and I'm a very open-minded person about stuff like that, but there's some situations where you're like, you're pushing the boat out like really far.
100%.
But that's what social media is great for. It brings out the best colours and the worst colours in everybody. You know what I mean? And the people that you see commenting on everyone's stuff with all these negative stuff, it's that shows the true colour and what they're willing to do in their life. And they'll also be the people that'll just kind of be happy where they are, not pushing themselves. You know what I mean? It's always that. But I always try to have a positive headspace, even to negativity, because it's the best way to be at the end of the day. Like, you can say whatever you want to me as long as it's not actually fully affecting me. I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm not really bothered, mate.
You got to have a strong backbone with some people, because folk will do anything in life to bring you down to their level, and that's just kind of what you have to.
Yeah, best way to do is just ignore it. Like, I feel like if you just, folk are giving you like abuse, or you try to rip you for like, you say like this and everything. Like, if you bite and like you start getting annoyed by it, then you're literally letting them win.
Yeah.
Or like if you bite back and say something bad, like you're just as bad as them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a case of like, well, whatever, mate. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
literally. Go on, you get on Cold Wans and show up yourself, bro.
exactly.
You can't get in an ice bath. I don't see you doing it, man. I've actually said that to a couple of folk before, because like sometimes folk that have been on it, like maybe like I've had a couple of folk from my work be on it, and they've been like, they went back and felt like, I can't believe you've done that, and I'm just like, did you do it though?
Yeah.
Did you do it? Because I know for a fact you wouldn't get in that ice bath. This isn't even the hardest part. The ice bath's the hardest part,
Yeah,
probably,
exactly.
about all this.
So bad.
Unless you're like super anxiety filled about people seeing you on like a video.
Yeah.
That could probably be more difficult than an ice bath, but the ice bath is the hardest part of this whole podcast.
That was horrendous. That was horrendous, man.
And you also need to be prepared to jump in there, and whatever you react like is now going in front of all these people as well.
I'm really not bothered. I sat there shaking for like 3 minutes with that. I'm really not bothered.
To be fair, you done well. Like, the very beginning you were like struggling a bit, but then
it was cold. As soon as it gets above your shoulders, it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, your whole body goes.
It was bad, like, but once you're in it and you start settling down, you're fine. Like, you just need to adapt it.
Yeah.
And the quicker you adapt it, the better. So.
It's all about the breathing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Your body can handle it pretty well. It's your lungs that get. It's because as soon as it goes up here, it hits your lungs. And if you don't keep a deep breath and just kind of relax into it, but if you've never done it as well, if you've not really practiced much in it, it's
been a while since I've ever done one, to be honest with you. So.
It's definitely a shock, mate. But it's still. I think the other thing that's really good about this for people is it's not just one thing you're pushing out in the comfort zone as well. Like an ice bath is already pushing yourself out, but then again, like I've said before, unless you've been in front of a camera before, this can be also a part of comfortability, because like you're willing to put yourself out there in front of what could be millions of people. You never know. Like a video could just hit right and that's it. It's away, and you've been saw by all these people. And like that's the most impressive part about folk that come on this. Like I have so much appreciation for the folk that come on this as well. Like because I didn't go for like a lot of the time for podcasts, folk will go and pick folk that have already got like a very big space in social media, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like even if they're not like massive in social media, but they've pushing themselves out on it.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of podcasts do, because they think they'll get better conversation out of it. But I like the idea of having folk, what you would say, everyday people on it, because that's where you find the real stories. That's where you find people that have a good life to share. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hardships don't come from people that have got all this confidence. Well, they've obviously went through hardships. Most people do,
Yeah.
but they're the ones that put a rug in front of that. Whereas like people that are just wanting to come on and talk, they'll be raw and they'll just talk about it, and that's important because you've just came on. You've even just spoke about the fact you've not got a comfortable job. You've like your job's not even what you would want to be in. Like but
I'm
you're
not, like,
willingly saying that,
yeah,
and
like,
that's
I'm not scared to hide anything that like's happened to me in my past. I really don't care. Like, if you want to judge me, go for it. But it's not going to affect me any more than what actually happened did.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So like, if you're uncomfortable with this kind of thing, even if you are doing it, it can help you come out of that shell. You're like, oh, what if some of my pals see it? Like, so what? What about like the other 1,000 folk that are going to see it? You don't know them,
yeah,
but then it could go and help them to then want to do something like this as well.
exactly.
So
And that's the important thing. You're by being on this, you're motivating other people to maybe
Yeah,
be
yeah.
better as well. And that's the importance of this. Like, it's not about people seeing it. It's not about clout. It's not about money. It's just about helping
yeah,
the next person, and that's the most important thing to me. And I love that about this because this is what it allows me to do.
yeah,
Like, you get a good little group of people, good audience. You push things out, and we all see it, and we all adapt and like evolve together. And that's
Yeah.
the importance of having a good community. But you never know, mate. You never know with these things where it could go, where it couldn't go,
I know.
who could be on it next. You never know, man. It's just that it's like the thing as well. You need to hope. I've had, like I said to you before we even started this, like I've had some people come in here like to speak to me without everything being on, so confident. Minute the cameras come on, lights off.
Quiet. Yeah.
And it's like I totally understand that, like if you're not into enjoying or like into just talking, and like maybe not just talking in general, but like talking in front of all these people and stuff, I totally understand that. Like it's not something you should expect people to be used to doing because who does this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially from like even I don't know one other person in like Livingston that's doing something like this. Well,
No.
there will be other people, but
There'll be other people, but like you don't really hear from them or don't really know about it. So
exactly. And to be fair, like I was saying to one of my pals a couple of days ago, podcasts don't usually go anywhere, or they can, but like Joe Rogan's went somewhere because Joe Rogan was known before he done it.
yeah,
So it's like he already had a really good backbone for pushing out his podcast. He has really well known people like Joey Diaz, like all these really known people that also go on to it. So it's like that instantly gives it more gratification for people watching it because
Yeah.
they've saw these people before. They're like basically celebrities, they're well known, and then you get like a couple of 1,000 views on even a podcast from here, and that's almost the same like equivalent because you've got people that maybe aren't got any face in social media, so that 2K is not came from them bringing people in as such. I'm not anything special either. I've just started doing my own thing and pushing out there, so I've not got anything to bring
Yeah.
to the table either. It's just the fact that people are watching it because they enjoy what they're seeing,
yeah,
and they're maybe gaining something from it mentally, physically. There could be there's so many. There's such an assortment of things it could be, and that's it's just brilliant, mate. There's something so rewarding about that. For me, for my community, for anyone that's been on it. And the thing is, like, friends for life happen from things like this. Like, I'm not saying that I'm gonna, if I can start asking my people, my clients that came onto Cold Wans to go out and stuff like that. That's not what I mean, but it's like networking because you find people that have got the same sort of mindset as you. And for example, I'm gonna try and set up some charity stuff sometime down the line, and because I've had all yous on this, yous will be the first ones to get mailed and asked if yous want to come
Yeah.
partake in it.
yeah,
Because I know for a fact, because you have came on to something like this, you are willing to be helpful people as well. You know what I mean? So that's the thing that this offers. Like you get the group of people, you get the audience, you get everything that you could ever ask for, but you also get real people, and real people are the hardest thing to find. Absolutely, it's a gold mine nowadays to find these people
it's difficult. Like
because everyone is so quick to put a veil over themselves and kind of just
everybody tries too hard to fit in still. I feel like when we were younger, like that was a thing that happened a lot. Like you try and fit in with all the cool kids, and then you'd end up getting in trouble with all the cool kids. I've been there, done. I'll happily admit that I've done the wrong things and stuff, but it's more taking yourself away from that situation that is better for you.
fuck off. Oh my god, mate, this is so dope. There's gonna be a bit where I just disappear.
Bloopers again, folks.
Yeah, what the hell? It's alright, at least the recording's still going. So guys, sorry, my camera's now just fucking cut out, so that's really good.
Just got my ugly mug, it's fine.
It's just gonna be you for the next, like, foreseeable. Nah, it's alright, I'll get this rid of this and we'll... I can't believe this, man. That's 2 issues now.
Both being you and I.
I know.
Both twice. God.
Well, that's really annoying. I don't know how long it's been out for. It's not been out for long, to be fair. I think it's been out for about 3 minutes, so I'm lucky I checked when I did. Because that could have been so much worse.
That could have been bad. That could have
Just-
been me
just
just
you
sitting
the
here
whole
chatting
time.
to the wall.
So Ben, where did Kyle go for that episode? Because he's not been on the show.
Just left, mate.
I just left. I was like, fuck this. Right. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll move on to the React section where we'll just watch a wee thing. So I asked Ben what he was really into, and quite evidently it's football. So
That's about it.
we're gonna watch some 2023 to 2024 Premier League goals of the season,
Oof.
and we'll see what we think about it once we get there. Now I'm just hoping that this all goes to plan now, so hopefully it'll all come to the headset rather than us having to do anything else. It usually works perfectly fine, but considering the way this has went so far,
That's
we might
the only
have some
thing that does
problems.
work good.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, it's working. Brilliant.
I know. Oh, I thought it was... Is this how it's gonna...
It's a bit fast.
I don't know, nah.
Nah, you'll be able to find another one.
Yeah, I'm on another one, that's...
Just find like a top 10 or something.
Top 50 goals of July. I'll watch this one. It's only 8 minutes. 8 minutes of just raw goalage. To fucking buy YouTube premium at
YouTube
this
Premium,
point.
God. So annoying.
Just gonna pay more money than I already do for this setup. Let's go. That's alright. Right. Let's see what we've got. Oh,
what
it's like that's how we
I was
montage.
just gonna say.
See, I'm gonna be so out of touch with this. 'Cause
Yeah, that's poor defending.
yeah, it's pretty. Yeah,
That's pretty terrible. Fair play.
To be fair, that's alright. Yeah.
That's fair play, like.
That was also a terrible fucking throw-in from that guy. So
100%. Poor defended again, there's no marking.
oh, what pass?
What has happened there?
I don't know. It's just going to scramble, man.
Representanter kan komme igjen. Amal går innover denne gangen.
Oh, that was pre-season.
For en skåring! Det av
See, I don't know half of these players because I've not watched football in so long. I used to watch it like a couple of years back.
Yeah,
I'm more into watching my UFC and MMA and stuff because I'm.
I can't even stay up to watch that, I fall asleep.
Yeah, it's fair. Actually, fair. That's probably the good thing about football. It's actually on at a decent time most of the time. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's not finished, to be fair.
So. I know that.
What is the defender doing there? Oh no.
I just fell
He's had
through
a
him.
mare.
Simple, to be fair.
Oh no. Absolute nightmare. Oh no. Oh no.
That was. Oh, here we go.
Promotions.
Yes, man. I can't wait for this. Like,
£100 for a fake top, I'll pass.
it's so decent.
tabelinha, Estevão recebe a frente,
That's
evita a
funny.
marcação, pode até bater. Vem a batida, golaço!
See, I try these in Sunday week and it never ends up working. I want to know how they do it.
Still options here for Columbus in attack. Cucho with his right foot, hits it! World class from Cucho Hernandez! Bukayo Saka.
Oh, that was the Euros final.
Šavlina šalje loptu naprijed, Mjerez se tu bori, Mjerez se izborio za loptu, Mjerez!
See, I'm also not very good at react to stuff like this because I don't know what
Most of these are just being poor defending, to be honest.
I'm not very.
Alright, okay, there's not much of doing with that right now. Oh no, God, nah, no bother. Oof.
Respect, to be fair.
See with the ones that I don't understand why a goalkeeper's so far off his line.
They get well bored, like they end up halfway up the pitch usually.
I don't know what happened with these players either. I'm so lost.
To be fair,
What team is that?
this will be from like every league ever because it was just July,
yeah.
so. Like yeah, that's like I don't know
What
what that
is
was.
that?
That was recording like a toaster or something, man. Like
I can't even say half these names either.
yeah, I don't know. That's probably Argentinian league or something. God knows, man. Someone's gonna be really hurt in the comments. Like.
Squadra argentina nel intanto la
Well,
conclusione
he's not speaking English either, so I don't even know.
dal nulla il gioco era praticamente fermo.
Everyone's just like outside their box. Just.
Hey, so just like getting absolutely scudded. Oh, keeper's got to do better there. Keeper's got to do better. Oh, Milan, that'll do. Oh, that's a finish. We think. Oh, I'll give him that one.
Futbalista cíti, kedy to môže byť nebezpečné a kedy to je úplne zbytočné. A toto bolo naozaj že z ničoho a
But that rain's really annoying me.
It's just dripping, it's really annoying. It's not even raining, but like, I can't even see it.
I just hear crackling in the mic, just
That's so
really,
bad.
really light. We'll get a soundproofing for the roof, man.
Scoring a free kick's one of the hardest things ever.
Yeah, I can imagine. Man.
It's so difficult, man. Oh, this goal was good.
It's good control, to be fair. Again,
You see the speed that's like some folk can hit the ball at as well, like it's just ridiculous.
that's one of the
Like that. How is he meant to save that?
Yeah, it's so
Why bother trying with that?
It's one of the only things I've ever been so shite at in football. Like I'm pretty quick. I'm good at defending. I'm decent at like moving with the ball. Like I've got good control and stuff, but I cannot shoot to save myself. Like I just can't kick a ball properly for some reason. I can pass a ball alright, but like
Oh, that's nice. Not doing much with that. Fair play. Gotta respect that. See, hit the ball on the ball like that as well and still get it on target.
Bisher kann man das definitiv so unterstreichen. Bano Gittens. Mal gucken, ob das Tor jetzt auch noch Spielfreude
hurl on that, man.
Und wie?
Jesus, these boots are made by quavers.
It's so fucked, man.
Like that. How do you hit a ball like that? Like, I've tried so many times and it just goes up. Technique that some players have got is just unbelievable.
Geht aber nicht ran.
I didn't really look at that.
Den Halt! Und da kann man ja gar nichts machen.
Još jednom Son. I evo Son, prava pozicija za njega, njegovo mjesto.
Oh, that's a good finish.
Finesse that right into the top baggy. Oh, man.
Netting and curling his shoes. Oh, that was good. Just goes against England, that's all.
Yeah. I mean, he only fell into it and it went
Oh, he sent the defender for an absolute belter. Oh.
A shame it's England.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Like, that's like, you look at them and you think the keeper's got to do better because it's so far out, but there's just no chance. The ball's coming to you that fast.
It doesn't even look like it's going to go in, it just dips right there as well. Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. How can you hit a ball and still get it in the top corner? Ah, I took a deflection. Get off him. Oh. Jesus. Oh, no,
he's
that's
been
dirty.
too, man.
That's dirty.
Poor guy, man.
Man's got a family. That's our finish.
Oh, we have to watch it 3 times, or is that good?
Ah, the Mouse against France. To be 16 and play for your country as well.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous. Ridiculous, man. Fair enough, that was number 1. Fair enough.
Absolutely. Actually, I forgot to ask, where do you play usually when you play football?
I'm either a winger or a striker. Just depends what players we've got on the Sunday, you know.
Is it like on a Sunday league? I suppose it's like you don't have like a specific place you play. That just
some folk do, but like, if you're coming off the bench, it's just a kind of like a case of like, can you go on and play there? Yeah. But nah, I usually start a striker for my team.
Fair enough, man. I mean, I completely forgot to even ask that when we were talking about it. When you were talking about there, like bad defender, I was like, oh, is it defender? Like, and I was like, I didn't even ask you.
I wasn't defender. I was defender for 4 years. I played right back for 4 years. But then when I started playing for like actual teams and stuff, I played up front, and I'm on like it's 4 goals and 6 goals in 5 games. So I can't really complain.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good ratio to be fair. To be fair, I think when I used to play football, I say this like I used to play on like an actual big level. I didn't really, but I think I played for Blackburn when I was like younger, and I used to play right back, and I've always been like a right back. That's just how I've been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like right back was it's an easy position to play. Like you see plenty of the ball, but you don't exactly have to do much when you're attacking. But one of the hardest ones to play is centre mid.
Yeah.
I cannot do it.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
I mean, you kind of have to control a lot of the pitch when you're in centre mid.
Yeah,
as well.
you run the game if you're playing in centre mid, like.
Yeah. And I suppose that's probably being the controller's most important job of your 100%. Whole team. If you can't open up those spaces and make some good passes, then I suppose there's no point in playing it.
It's frustrating for a striker if you've got centre mids that don't know how to like play a ball or anything. Like you're stood waiting on the ball and you can't get it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll move on to the last little section for you, because we got a good reaction there. To be fair, that was quite good. I enjoyed watching. Like I said, I barely ever watch football, like ever. But watching stuff like that and just seeing folk pelling in top bags and that, and getting a little bit of insight.
There's nothing better. Like, obviously, like, you don't play football, but if I was to score half the goals, I'd be like, oh my god.
That's like me pulling off a perfect head kick in Muay Thai. Like, not clean out or something, like.
But I'd be watching like what's he just done.
Exactly. Why is that so special? But that's it. Like it's all about knowing your own specific sport, and you find your enjoyment out of that specific sport for that specific reason. You know what I mean? But yeah. So what we'll do is I'll move on to the last little question I'm gonna ask you, and if you've watched this already, you'll kind of know what's already coming your way. If not, fair enough. It's a good surprise. So. The last question that I'm going to ask you is, have you got a quote or a bit of advice for the people out there that could maybe help them?
Chase your dreams. Don't give up early. I gave up very early, but with the football thing, like, got offered 3 scholarships. Once at 16, felt it was too young, and then at 18, I was just too immature. Like, I wouldn't have lasted that. I would have came home, I would have wanted home, whatever. Just don't give up too early. If you know it's not going to happen, that's fair, but if you feel like you've still got a chance of doing it, I'd say chase it. And then just don't get caught up in the wrong crowd. If you know you're caught in the wrong crowd, leave as quick as you can. 100%.
Good advice. Very good advice. It's basically what we spoke about the whole time, so I respect it. Yeah, that's good. Because I think, like we've already said, getting caught up in the wrong crowd is the easiest thing to do as well.
It's the worst thing for you.
Worst thing for you, an easy thing to do. Because, like we said, in school, the first thing you want to do is be part of the coolest people.
Yeah.
And that's always the worst type of people. like,
100%. It's always the bad ones.
Like, I remember actually some of the folk in school that I used to like. I never bullied anybody in school as such, but I used to like really like not give them a hard time either. What's the word I'm looking for? Like I used to just like be really quite disrespectful towards them.
Yeah.
But not like to them, but it was more like, oh, look at those folk, you know what I mean? One of those people. And then like now you see them now and they're doing so well for themselves because they were the folk that stuck in, they were the folk that actually got somewhere in life because the folk they surround themselves also cared about doing something with their life, you know what I mean? And then you get folk like maybe me and you that are still trying to find ourselves, find our footing, find the job we want, get to where we want to be, and that's all happened because during school we cared too much.
Yeah.
But like that importance of caring too much then is a lot more important to me than caring too much now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't change anything. I'd probably have tried a bit harder in college maybe. So I got that because I wanted to be PT as well. So I was doing that. But no, I wouldn't change anything that I've got now. Like, happy with I'm like very happy. Just the job situation, that's about it. But like you said, like all the folk that you'd maybe like look down on or disrespected at school and they're doing well for themselves, like all the ones that you tried to be at school are still nowhere.
Yeah.
Like they're still kicking about, like they're doing nothing. I know a couple of ones that were at school that were like that, but they're now doing really well for themselves. There was one boy in particular, like he's got a full family, he's got 2 kids, dog, house, the lot. And he's the same age as me. And it's just like, you've changed so much. But then you get the other ones that are like, you are still the same person at school.
Yeah. And I think that's a fine line between it though, because you either go one of two ways when you've been like that before. You either push back really hard and you become really good for it and then you get where you want to be really quickly. Or you do stay in that same situation where you post stuff on social media that no one cares about, that you just want to get likes on, that you chase likes, you chase this, you chase that. And that is genuinely what you'll see in the people that you cared so much about proving yourself to in school. And that's the craziest thing, because why should you have to prove yourself to someone that doesn't care about you?
Yeah.
But that's just kind of the way that our kind of younger social sides work.
Our generation would win, yeah.
And that's just, I think that's how it'll be for generations to come as well, because it's just a very normalised thing at the end of the day, innit? And social media is becoming even more prominent in people's lives as well, that it's now getting to a point where you're going to expect to see more of that, so yeah, that's what it is, I suppose.
You see everything on social media as well, like, absolutely everything. Like, it's just like, why are you posting that kind of thing? Like, it's so stupid nowadays.
Yeah. But I think we'll probably call it there. We've really ran up the time. We're about an hour in, and it doesn't even feel like an hour again.
It doesn't, nah.
It's great. Like, that's the difference you feel with this setup. If you had ever done this before, you would understand kind of how different it feels. And the thing is, you don't have to wear the headphones, right? But wearing the headphones locks you in so much, and because you hear everyone so like precise, and you hear the words that the two of us are speaking, it's so much easier. Whereas like before, when you're sitting across the room with a stupid little mic here that doesn't really collect everything, it's not like you don't feel immersed.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, you feel more immersed. Even if you're not talking and you're just listening, you just feel immersed.
It feels like more like proper, like in a way.
Yeah, and that's the difference with investing in yourself. So invest in yourself. Right. So anyway, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
No worries, mate.
It was an absolute pleasure. And
it's good.
Later down the line, if I'm doing any other stuff like charity work or that, you'll be one of the ones to get mailed, because you came on, you've fucking showed up, and you've done
100%, mate.
You've done exactly what Cold Wans is here for people to do. You know what I mean? Be motivational and help. And I respect that. Like, I would not have saw that out of us two. We used to sitting in that gaff, steaming out our minds.
Oh, mate.
Just after
so
GC.
many nights on that couch.
No, GC.
What a night, man.
GC's bad enough, man. And then
no, I don't. Nah.
Doing afters after GC's worse, man. Like, but yeah.
Honestly.
Anyway, guys, sorry, I'm going to stop rambling before we end up talking about the Gaffa game.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Right, well, anyway, guys, I'll see you again tomorrow. See you later.